Hey, what's good, team? It's your boy MC Fire, man. We clocking in so you guys don't have to. Long story short, man, this is a push to the finale. Me and Q, we're about to go hard in the paint, man. What that entails, what we're going to sacrifice, what we're going to gain. It basically sets us up to be successful regardless of if we hit marks or not. We're going to be successful in our habits and in our procedures. So how are we going to do that? Me and Q talked about it, and we basically said, all right, when we're building this business, the business being the e-commerce brand, until we actually build the site, get our first sale, right? A couple things are going to happen. One, we're not going to watch any shows or anything like that. We might go to the movies, but that's about the extent of it. Two, we're definitely going to refrain from any video games. That really goes for me. I have a game that I play almost every time I come home, and we are going to 10x that. So until we build the business and make our first sale, none of that. So could be next week, could be 3 months. It just is what it is. Number three, we are absolutely going to drink nothing but water. So what's beautiful is that's business related because confidence. If you can build confidence in yourself physically, like outwardly, that's going to build confidence, especially when you go into business, in knowing that you already provide something to yourself. You provide a service to yourself, like health, and liking what you see when you look in the mirror. So when you go to put something towards someone else, you'll be a lot more apt to say, hey, I already have something of value to myself, i.e., they'll buy you, they'll not necessarily buy the product. I think a lot of people underestimate that, but the numbers pretty much prove that. They prove that a lot of what people buy is you. They might buy your idea, right? They might like your business model, but they like you and your ability to execute. And if they see you're a fit, confident individual, people need that. I need somebody who is fit and confident to execute. So water, due to the compound effect, is going to help us with that. And also we're going to do our power list every day. So that could mean like long hours. That could mean, for me, overtime. I drove almost 3 hours to work today. I worked for basically from 8 to 4, and I'm driving 3 hours back. Why? Because we are going to work on our business. The company could put me in a hotel, but I prefer to get back and work on the business with Q. So it's stuff like that you make a sacrifice. You do what you got to do every single day so you can win. Even right now, I'm on the computer putting in the work for learning my trading craft. It seems pretty straightforward, but what I noticed is either way with this thing we win, right? The market went up today, so day to day I'm like, okay, that's awesome, that's positive. Now I had a call butterfly that I bought, and I set the trailing stop on it. Now I was kind of perturbed about it getting stopped out because the market, for all those who are tracking, it's the 14th of May. The market went up today, and then kind of in the middle of the day kind of went down. So I put a 75% trailing stop, which just stopped me out. I'm not really worried, right? Because it's a butterfly. But what's so crazy is it went up, it came down and stopped you out, but then it went back up. Now I was like, oh man, I would have been profitable on the butterfly if I had held it. But that's just it, right? You can hold it or you cannot hold it. But the reality is I wouldn't have been able to watch it. So let's say it did go up and then it came back down. Would I have been around because I was working to take profits? That would have been worse. It goes up and it comes back down, and I wouldn't have been able to take the profits. Well, this time it went up. I put the trailing stop in there 75% to see if it would continue, and it went back down. It got stopped out, then it went back up. But I didn't see either one, so I wouldn't have been able to capitalize on either part. The beautiful part is I really like this system because even though I got stopped out, it made me realize that automation is also valuable. Automation is super valuable because let's say it went in my favor and it started to go back outside of the profit tent. Well, maybe it went up to 200%. I gave it a 75, 50% trailing stop, whatever. And so it pulls out of reach, right? Or I lose all my potential profits. So the crazy part is, you know, you just trust the process. Yes, it's a butterfly, so you didn't over leverage, you didn't over risk. And because of that, you just keep working the plan. Tomorrow's another day, go get them, tiger. For everyone else out there who's lacking motivation, because I know that's a lot of people out here in these trying economic times, you don't have a lot of time. You don't have a lot of time to sit on your butt. There's so many people out here. If you read the Millionaire Fast Lane, shout out to you. I'm going to make a few references to that, right? He said there's people that are on the sidewalk of their financial future, the slow lane and the fast lane. To sum it up, the slow lane, or the people on the sidewalk, basically they're people with no plan. No future, no plan, borrowing against future earnings with no plan to pay them back, and you're just going to fail. Slow lane people are people that have an aspiration or a plan to get rich. It's just a slow way to get rich. You trade 5 for 2, which is what we're doing currently. We're in the slow lane. You trade 5 for 2, meaning you work 5 days, you're off 2 days, right? And then once you do that, that's your life for 40 years. And then at the end, you potentially retire, right? With, you know, your pension or whatever else you get. And then there's a fast lane. You see, like, you have a plan. You dedicate long hours and hard work to building a wealth building system, and you lap everybody. And it typically, once you build it, it's pretty fast. As long as you execute properly. And that's kind of where we got to get to. Putting everything else, literally everything else aside in this push to get our wealth building system built. Right? There's so many things that want to distract you or pull you away, but you guys don't have time for that. The world is moving way faster. There's going to be a chasm of rich and poor, and we just do not want to be on the wrong side of that chasm. Why do I believe that there's going to be a chasm between rich and poor? Because seeing how people are maneuvering still today, they haven't learned from the past. And now, at the speed at which things are going and the new technology's out, you won't have a lot of time or a lot of second chances to make up for financial misgivings, right? One mistake can make the difference to locking you in a socioeconomic class for like 10 to 20 years. And I'm not kidding about that. People's whole wealth savings and wealth is being wiped out at the drop of a hat. I've been watching a couple of videos of people that bought their house in the peak of the market, not paying attention that the Fed said that they're going to hike rates. For me and Q, that was a sign to downsize, because we understood what the Fed was signaling. They told you you're going to live poor lives. But really, there's an old saying. It's saying, hey, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. The problem is, most people don't understand it's getting tough until it's too late. They're like the boiling lobster. They're not going to realize it because things are gradually getting hot until they realize it and they're already cooked. You don't want to be that person. You want to get out now. You want to escape now. Ways to escape. So the best way to get out of your current financial situation, A, live below your means. Downsize. Sell things, whatever you can sell it. Get your disposal. And also what that does is get you in the mindset of, I need to be a producer, a seller, not always a consumer. Provide something outside of my normal job and work extra hours. I mean that. I think people don't get how grave this is. And this is going to be big, right? Number 2, after you have sold what you can sell, while you're doing that, while you're working extra hours, while you're getting a side hustle, while you're getting a new skill, right? While you're doing all those things, build a business or invest your money in people that are skilled in its use, either in business or in finance, right? But the reality is you're not going to do that fast enough to gain wealth, right? That's the slow lane. That's what most people will do. My advice to you is build a business that has massive amounts of leverage, or get funded to be able to use massive amounts of leverage. You have to do it. There's no other choice. You have to be good where other people fail. That's the only thing that's working. Be good. Dedicate yourself to a craft. I'd rather see you spend 2 months to 6 months getting really, really good at something, dedicating yourself, getting really good, entering the market, and you don't have to be the first one to ever do something. You just have to do it different. You have to do it better. You have to be more innovative. You have to be more creative, and bring the same thing to market that somebody else has already brought. It's just a little different, a little faster, a little twist, right? Yeah, a little better customer service, something to the market. Be a producer of something that has leverage behind it. If you don't know what leverage is, watch some of our previous videos. Capital, labor, then you got code and media. If you're not tapping into those areas, I don't know what you're doing, dude. I don't know, right? But we're not going to get left behind. Shout out to Q. And then after you've done that, then you tap into what the slow lane thinks as well, right? Then you buy the stocks. Then you buy the mutual funds. I know we already have, we talk about our REITs and stuff like that. I get it. But after reading that book, we need to do more. A lot more. Like faster. Like way faster. I'm sitting here on this ferry leaving this job, right? Shout out to the job. I'm leaving this job realizing that 3 hours, like basically 6 hours of my day is going to be spent on the road. 6 hours. I need to be using every ounce of that to gain knowledge. I listen to audiobooks. I listen to the Millionaire Fast Lane. Basically, it took 2 weeks on the road, right? It was like a 12-hour audiobook. Absolutely crushed it, right? And the reality is you guys can do it too. Don't wait till it's too late, man. Do not wait. Please do not wait. For those who are watching, for those who are not watching, for those who will find it later, there's always going to be an opportunity to jump the chasm, right? But if the gap keeps widening, fewer and fewer people are going to be able to do it with less effort. That's what we're getting at. We're like, hey, we see the chasm opening. Don't wait to jump. Don't get scared. Jump now before it's too late. Do it. Jump. Make the leap. Make the effort. Put the energy and the attention forward, and so it can give back to you in spades. Location arbitrage is cool, but I'm telling you right now, there's other places in the world that are feeling this. I don't know if you watch, but in Japan, the yen is it's not crumbling, but it's going down. And they have a population issues in places like Japan and South Korea. So they're literally asking men from other places, come over, we'll give you money for each child that you bear in our country. Never heard of that before. Never. I know there's places that will ask you for your family to move, but not basically, hey, please come in and build our population by breeding. I just think that's crazy. Not a bad or good thing. I'm not being judgmental. They're doing what they got to do in these times. Everyone's going to be doing some very peculiar things, because the people that see what's coming, right? The debt is out of control. That gets people skittish. Things fall through. Get rid of debt. Don't add on to debt. I'm telling you, you probably don't need to buy a house, a car, a boat, or go on a vacation, a major vacation, for the next 6 months. Minimum on the vacation, 6 months. If you're starting this process now. And you don't need to be buying like the other items that I said, probably for the next 2-3 years. I would have said like, hey, the peak of the market was 2 years ago, 2024. Now, you got another 3 to 5 years before you consider that. In that meantime, you need to be grinding, getting your body right, fixing the qualms with your family, with your relationships and your closest friends, getting your core value right, finding your proper mentors, people you're going to follow, not people that are super famous. I'm talking about people that actually do what they say that they got. They basically find the people that got rich doing what they say they're going to do, and then they're going to teach it to you. Not the people that at the same time that they were doing the thing, they were teaching the thing. And you have to really hone in on who those people are. I'm telling you, the person that's teaching you what they're teaching you has to have gotten rich off the thing they're teaching you. Then decided to say, okay, I'll write a book. Okay, I'll go teach it. Okay, this is amazing. Why not share it with everybody? Because I've like literally retired myself from it. And is not willing, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, is not willing to charge you an arm and a leg for a course. It's not. If I had, I'm gonna be honest. I might be boxing myself in here, right? But besides my personal time, any course I would make would be less than $1,000. Period. I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and say any course I ever make will be less than $1,000. You will not pay more than $1,000 potentially for a lifetime membership. Period. Now, access to my time or whoever's like your time, that's different. You can put a price on your time, especially if you can solve a special problem. Time is valuable. If I can solve a hard problem in your life, I can charge what I want. Help you solve that hard problem because I've done it before. I could charge what I want. That's the beautiful part about it. So you guys definitely need to tap in and understand. This isn't going away. 2019 isn't coming back. 2019 isn't coming back. They've said that. You've got too much disruption in the market. You got too many people trying to take market share. Too many ideas that could just, people get skittish and it runs you over. I'm telling you, this is I don't normally go doom and gloom, but this is about as gloomy as I'll get. Not gloomy like, hey, there's nothing you can do. Gloomy like challenge your perspective of winning. What does winning look like? I don't want to work. I got kids. So what? You can teach your kids to be independent. You know what's so crazy? The military does it all the time. These 17, 18, 19-year-old kids go from their parents' house, not having any discipline, to being able to function, folding their clothes, making their bed, cleaning around the area, cleaning up other people's messes, and functioning millions and billions of dollars worth of equipment at their age, driving billion-dollar vessels at 19. Don't believe me? They put the most unexperienced, youngest guy on the boat driving the ship. Shout out to my undecks. Shout out to my bosun's mates. Those are the people that drive these warships. Some goofball that yes, you guys are goofballs. Yes, you goofballs. These goofballs that drive billion-dollar warships. Some of them barely graduated high school. I love them, but they know it's true. Some of them brand new to this country. That's real talk. So if they can do it, figure out what it is. I'm telling you right now, it's regimen and discipline. And you gotta do it. It's sacrifice. When you in boot camp, it ain't my ties. They cut off all that stuff to re-indoctrinate yourself to a higher purpose. And that's what we're doing. We're basically putting ourselves to a boot camp. And the more time it takes for us not to accomplish it, the hotter it's gonna get in this kitchen. But we gonna hit this goal. Shout out to y'all, man. It's your boy MC Fire. We tapping in so y'all don't have to. Peace.